Gonna be honest, Jordan Love might not be that guy. He might not. Welcome back to the water cooler, guys. We're going to be reacting to last night's Raiders versus Packers game, and it was not a pretty game at all. However, it is the first time that the Raiders have defeated the Packers since 1987. So it was a historical game, something we haven't seen in almost 40 years. So they got that going for them, I guess. The big story of this game, I believe, is that Jordan Love's decision making was awful, terrible. Like, he had 3 interceptions, and I think I'd say 2 of them I would probably blame 100% on Jordan Love because they were just balls that shouldn't have been thrown. They were turnover worthy plays, and that's what they resulted in. The big one obviously coming on the final drive, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, but you've got to throw that ball. He didn't have time, right? No, he had 44 seconds left in a timeout. He could have easily just thrown the ball, get out of bounds. You don't need to throw end zone right at that moment. You've got time, and Christian Watson was open, except Jordan Love didn't throw it to him when Christian Watson was open. Christian Watson was open, got covered. Then Jordan Love threw the ball. And that's kind of what comes with a young-ish quarterback. And I don't think Jordan Love is necessary. It's impossible for Jordan Love to be that guy. But there's been a lot of hype in the media about how Packers went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love is already showing that he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback as well. I don't think that's true, and I don't think that's a full or a fair standard to hold him to. He has 6 starts. Yes, he's been in the league since 2020. Yes, he's been in the league at the same time as Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and Tua and Jalen. But those guys have way more starts. And some of those guys, it took them a minute to get off. Tua really only started looking super good last year. We've got to give Jordan Love some time. Right now, he's not that guy, though. He needs to work on his decision making. And part of that is because the Packers don't have a run game going. Aaron Jones has been injured, not injured. Even last week when he was playing, he wasn't really utilized. And it seems like the Packers can't commit to the run game. And last night, I was watching for this, and you saw A.J. Dillon, great running back, Quadzilla. And I was like, okay, they're gonna get him going. And he'd get some good runs, and then just disappear. They wouldn't call a run for like 20 to 30 plays. And I was like, what are we doing? Not we. I'm not a Packers fan, but what are you doing, Matt LaFleur? And that hurts Aaron Jones as well, because if the Packers aren't running the ball, if the run game isn't a threat to the Raiders, which have a very banged up secondary, by the way, like the Raiders defense is very injured. Max Crosby single-handedly carried the night and made Jordan Love's life terrible, because that's what Max Crosby does to quarterbacks. But the run game wasn't there, so the Raiders were just covering the passes all night, and it worked. Devontae Adams was held. It worked. We very rarely saw anything from Christian Watson. Romeo Doubs had some drops. Luke Musgrave struggled to get it going. I mean, you can't be doing that and expecting to win a football game. So I think the main conversation after this game that Packers fans are going to be having is, how can the Packers support Jordan Love? How can we help him get to that same level where he's at least starting caliber? And no one should have been expecting that this season, but a lot of people were, just because of the standard that's been held in Green Bay for so long. I don't think that it's fair to Jordan Love to suddenly expect them to come out and still be a playoff team. Devontae Adams did get held to 45 yards, so while the Packers defense struggled at times, they did do enough to win the game. Josh Jacobs did run all over them as well, though, so you've got that. Josh McDaniels play calling, though. Another big storyline. Man, this guy cannot get out of the news. 4th and 1, 2-minute warning. You're thinking, okay, just run the ball. Josh Jacobs has been running the ball all night. And let me tell you, I was pacing because I was playing against Josh Jacobs in fantasy. And it was like I was 1 point away from losing. I was like, okay, come on. Let's pass it to Devontae Adams. Because the guy I was playing also had Jacoby Myers, who also had a great night. We're talking just Devontae Adams. That was all I wanted. And then I see the field goal unit come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, he did it again. He goes for the field goal. Daniel Carlson misses. He missed twice last night. And the Packers get the ball at midfield, and this is Jordan Love's moment right here. Jordan Love has the chance to final drive. He has 2 minutes and a timeout to go down the field and win the game. It was very winnable. It wasn't something where he needed to be in a rush at all, but Romeo Doubs dropped a pass. Luke Musgraves dropped a pass. And then it seemed like Jordan Love got kind of desperate and just hauled it off to Christian Watson. And this goes back to that decision making. Could have, would have, could have, should have thrown it earlier. Didn't. Ended up being intercepted. Raiders win. And so Josh McDaniels' play calling kind of got bailed out there, but he definitely put himself in a situation where he gave the Packers a very good chance to win. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This is just a brief overview. We're going to film later to get Chuss's reaction to the Monday Night Football game. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for watching that video, guys. If you want to check out a most recent full episode of No Buts About It, that's going to be right over here. Yep, right there. Check that out. And if you just want to see more short clips, we're going to have one right over here for you to watch. Check out No Buts About It on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts, so you can listen to us on the go. Once again, have a great day and go do something nice for someone.